1, 2, 3, and 4. Algeria's National Parks. Part 1. I listened to the UNESCO representative speaking on BBC Radio about biodiversity in Algeria and tick the box next to the name of each national park I hear.
Algeria is a North African country that lies between Morocco and Tunisia along the Mediterranean coast of North Africa. It is Africa's largest country, covering an area of 2,381,741 square kilometers. Algeria's vast landscape is endowed with a variety of ecosystems. Algeria is home to a number of national parks with great ecological and cultural significance. The country has established these national parks to preserve biodiversity. Notable national parks include Belezma National Park, Shreya National Park, El Kala National Park, Djurdjura National Park, Guraya National Park, Hoga National Park, Tassili Nadja National Park, Taza National Park, Clemson National Park, Mount Isa National Park, and Tenyet El Had National Park.
6 and 7. Algeria's National Parks. Part 2. I listened to the UNESCO representative and write down on the map the number corresponding to the name of each Algerian national park I hear and the name of the nearest town.
Belezma National Park is located in the Belezma Mountains, the northwestern part of the Ores Mountains, near the town of Batna. Shreya National Park is named after the neighboring town of Shreya. It is located in the mountainous region of Blida. Djurdjura National Park, Guraya National Park, and Taza National Park are all three located in northwestern Algeria, in Kabylia. Djurdjura National Park took its name from the Djurdjura Mountains, found within the park, not far from the town of Tizi Ouzou. Guraya National Park lies on the Mediterranean coast. It occupies a mountainous massif which dominates the northwest of the town of Béjaïa. Taza National Park is located in Jijel province, on the Mediterranean coast, about 90 kilometers east of Béjaïa. El Kala National Park is also in the northeastern region of Algeria. El Kala is a seaside town about 80 kilometers east of Annaba, not very far from the Tunisian border. Clemson National Park is situated around the town of Clemson, not far from the Moroccan border. Mount Isa National Park is located in the western high plateaus, about 100 kilometers southeast of the town of Nama, whereas Tenyet El Had National Park is about 50 kilometers north of the town of Tissim Silt in the Tel Atlas Mountains. Both the Hoga and Tassili Nadja National Parks are in the Great South. The former is near the town of Tamanrasset and the latter near Janet.
Tasks 9 and 10. Algeria's National Parks. Part 3. I listen to the UNESCO representative and complete the information she gives about Biosphere Reserves.
Biosphere reserves are areas including terrestrial, marine, and coastal ecosystems. Each reserve gives solutions for the conservation of biodiversity and prevention of conflicts or problems between man, animals, and plants. Biosphere reserves are special places for scientists and researchers to understand changes and interactions between man and ecological systems. As Algerian national parks have a rich variety of ecosystems, we have turned 8 of them into biosphere reserves. Tassali Nadja was the first Algerian park to be designated in 1986 as a biosphere reserve. Then comes El Qala, followed by Jorjura, Shreya, Taza, Guraya, Belezma, and finally Clemson Mountains. The last Algerian biosphere reserve to be designated in 2016.
Tasks 11, 12, 13, and 14. Algeria's National Parks, Part 4. I listened to the UNESCO representative and complete the table.
Belezma National Park was designated as a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve in June 2015. It covers an area of 262.5 square kilometers. The diverse ecological regions of the park accommodate over 300 animal species and 440 plant species. Endangered species such as Cuvier's gazelle, Dorcas gazelle, Barbary sheep, and the serval inhabit the park. Additionally, the park has rare plants such as the Atlas cedar, which is native to Algeria and Morocco. Belezma contains 1/3 of the cedar forests in Algeria. Guraya National Park, which covers an area of 20.8 square kilometers, was designated as a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve in 2004. It is smaller than Belezma. There is rich flora and fauna. The forests contain troops of Barbary apes or macaques and other endangered mammals such as the jackal and Algerian hedgehog. Taza Biosphere Reserve, designated in 2004, is characterized by spectacular cliffs, beaches, mountains, and valleys, and is noted for the Barbary ape, an endangered species of monkey, and the only macaque primate in North Africa. Taza Biosphere Reserve is also home to the Algerian nuthatch, a small rare bird endemic to the Barbors region and Algeria. The park covers an area of 3,807 square kilometers. It is more important than the first 2 parks in terms of area. The Clemson Mountains Biosphere Reserve, designated in 2016, covers the same area as the Clemson National Park, 985.32 square kilometers. The Biosphere Reserve is home to a diverse flora with over 1,130 species, 40 of which are protected, such as the Montpellier maple, the Atlas pistachio, the green oak, and the tuya. So, this reserve needs great care.
16 and 17. Algeria's endangered fauna and flora. I listened to the IUCN representative talking to Algerian journalists about protected animal and plant species in Algeria, and I complete the fact file.
Many Algerian plants, trees and animals have been inscribed on the red list of our organization, the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, as vulnerable or endangered species. Therefore, the country's environmental authorities and Algerian people themselves must protect all these species. The Atlas cedar has been registered as an endangered species on the IUCN Red List since 2013. The Barbary sheep has been listed as a vulnerable species on the same list since 1986. Barbary macaques have been inscribed on the IUCN Red List of Endangered Species since 2008. The Algerian nuthatch has been classified as an endangered species since 1994. Dorcas gazelles have been considered as vulnerable species since 1988, and curious ones since 2016. The Saharan cheetah, which lives in the Hoga Mountains, has not been evaluated and classified, but it is considered as a rare species. The Atlas or Barbary lion became extinct in the wild around 1942, but there are some descendants still living in captivity in zoos around the world.
Tasks 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. Saving the Barbary macaque. An interview with Dr. Shane Waters. The Barbary macaque occupied in the past the entirety of North Africa. It now dwells in isolated parts of Morocco and Algeria. This species has been classified as endangered by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, because it is threatened in the wild by loss of habitat developed for tourism by local and international wildlife trafficking and hunting. Dr. Shane Waters from the University of Durham in England has studied this forgotten animal population for the last 10 years.
Thank you, Dr. Waters, for accepting to answer our questions. Macaques face many dangers. What is the primary threat in your opinion?
The main threat is development of tourism without thought for the environment. However, illegal trade in Barbary macaques is more dangerous.
Is the wildlife trade a local or an international problem?
It is an international one because many Barbary macaques are smuggled by tourists as pets from Morocco to Europe. We must put an end to this illegal trade of wild animals.
Your project is involved in educating local community. How can football games change people's attitude towards macaques?
Traditionally, the macaque is thought of as funny or shameful. So the football tournament The macaque is thought of as funny or shameful. The football tournament is a way to reward the boys and men of the villages for their change in behavior, becoming macaque protectors instead of persecutors. Macaques shouldn't be kept as pets or used to entertain people and make money. They should live in the wild, in nature.
EcoSchools Part 1. EcoSchools is an international program that has involved millions of school children in environmental issues around the world for more than 20 years. I listened to the BBC interview of the UK Eco-School representative.
Thank you for sparing some of your time for this interview. My first question is, how should a school run a litter campaign?
The first thing to do in any good campaign is to let everyone know what it is all about. It is important that everyone should understand why litter is not a good thing and know what they can do to prevent it.
Let's define the word litter in the first place.
Litter can be described as rubbish that is in the wrong place. It can be food, chewing gum, sweetie papers, syringes, crisp packets, plastic bags, or banana skins. In fact, any item left by a person that should not be there. Natural matter, such as leaves that have fallen from trees, are not classed as litter. Litter can take a very long time to degrade, rot away, or may never degrade at all. It is dangerous to people and wildlife. It is a form of pollution.
Tasks 29 and 30. Eco-Schools, Part 2.
How long can litter stick around?
The amount of time that litter stays around once it has been dropped depends on what it is made from. Fruit waste such as banana skins will take up to 2 years to rot away and disappear. A rolled up newspaper can take up to 10 years to rot away. Supermarket plastic bags can last between 10 and 20 years. Glass bottles and jars, plastic bottles, plastic trays, yogurt pots, etc. will never rot away. These are more dangerous than fruit waste.
(32), (33), and (34). Eco-Schools, Part 3.
How can litter be dangerous to wildlife?
Well, we have found animals killed by swallowing balloons. Many of them are trapped inside cans, bottles, and plastic bags. Some are poisoned. Food containers, like crisp packets and plastic bags, can be blown out to sea by the wind. Fish and sea birds will eat them, thinking they are food. Scientists estimate that 1 million birds and 100,000 marine mammals and turtles die every year from eating plastics.
Are there other problems that litter can cause?
Firstly, fires can be caused by the careless discarding of matches and cigarettes, or by the sun being magnified through the glass of a bottle. So, this can lead to forest fires that will destroy both plant and animal habitats. Secondly, food litter attracts rats and other vermin, which will spread disease among people and other animals. There is now the same number of rats as people in the UK.
Tasks 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. Eco-Schools, Part 4.
How can schools participate in solving this problem?
Here are a few recommendations that any school child can follow. First of all, the 3 R's. Reduce the amount of litter you create by buying items with less packaging. Reuse whatever you can by buying durable, reusable items, not disposable ones, such as paper plates and cups. Recycle by buying goods with packaging that can be easily recycled. Second, don't litter. Put your rubbish in a bin. If there isn't one near, put it in your pocket until you find one or take it home. Third, use reusable bags. Bags for life. Don't use plastic ones. Fourth, Organize litter patrols at school. Each class should take it in turn to pick up litter on the school grounds throughout the week. 5th, classes can put up posters or make a display on the notice board to remind everyone of the dangers and damage that litter can cause to the environment in general. Finally, school children should raise awareness of this litter problem among their community by talking about its causes and dangers to their friends outside school, their family and relatives, and also to their neighbors in the place where they live, whether in towns or in villages. Young people can be more responsible than adults. We shouldn't forget that.